Welcome to another Siege World War II update video. Once again, we're eager to bring you a whole host of new features as we continue to expand our game for its global launch. In this video, we'll be showcasing a new card, exciting new changes to ops, as well as many balance changes we believe will enhance the tactical gameplay of Siege World War II. First up, coming out of Prestige Tier Preview status and into the general release, we've got Carpet Bomb. Carpet Bomb is a 7-cost heroic tactical card available in Tier 9. By unleashing a hailstorm of bombs across the entire battlefield, Carpet Bomb is capable of shifting the entire landscape of a battle with a single use. Starting on your side of the battlefield, a flight of heavy bombers will bomb the entire battlefield, damaging everything in its path, both friendly and foe. A good time to use Carpet Bomb is when your defenses are collapsing and the enemy still has a sizable force. Then follow it up with a strong counterattack while your opponent is wondering what hit them. Additionally, this update introduces a brand new card that you'll definitely want in your battle deck. This season, the Flame Tank enters the exclusivity of Prestige Tier Preview. Flame Tank is a 4-cost, uncommon troop card. This tank's main weapon is a napalm flamethrower. It is highly effective against infantry and buildings. After setting enemies ablaze, it continues to search for other opposition to target, leaving a wake of scorched earth and embers in its path. Aside from these new cards, we've improved the way area targeting works after taking a new outpost on the battlefield. Previously, if you acquired or lost a capture point, it would instantly change the targetable areas for many tactics, having the unintended consequence that some tactic effects would snap to a different location than where you intended. In this update, the targetable areas will advance or retreat visually after acquiring or losing a capture point. This front will slide quickly, but not instantaneously, so if you play a tactic like landmines, just as a capture point is lost, they'll still appear close to where you'd expect. This update also introduces many important balance enhancements. We are always looking to promote more exciting battles while amplifying the tactical depth of the game. First up of the balance improvements, we've reworked the sniper. Previously, the sniper was exposed and somewhat weak, unable to take out enough infantry to justify his supply costs before dying. In this update, we've given the sniper the ability to enter capture point structures and thus gain a massive range boost. Uniquely, the sniper will enjoy a damage reduction bonus while occupying the capture point even when it's destroyed. Snipers love rubble in high places to both conceal and attack from. Snipers can now effectively support your front line from a great distance as well as defend, defeating most infantry units in one shot, all from the relative safety of their capture point structure. Additionally, snipers outside of capture point buildings will now fall back if the enemy gets too close, but while in a building, they'll stay to the bitter end. Next up, the radio tower is seeing some significant changes as well. We found radio tower to be nearly impossible to counter in many situations when played on the rear capture point, giving players free, no-risk supply, and making it a must-have in many decks. We've changed it so the radio tower now spawns on your frontmost capture point, but have reduced its cost to offset the new risks. Simply slide the card out and the tower will appear on the most forward capture point you control. If you control no capture points, Radio Tower will now attach to your main base so you can still use it even in the most dire of circumstances. We took a close look at shotgunners to make them more effective too. They now deal heavy area damage to infantry, able to quickly clear out entire swarms of riflemen and specialize at pushing into capture points. All tanks will now prioritize vehicles over buildings and buildings over infantry, and we've reduced the circumstances where they might get unnecessarily stuck. Additionally, we've increased their health across the board somewhat to account for all the anti-tank capabilities recently added to the game. Commandos have been rebalanced to serve as a better vehicle counter with increased C4 damage. Rocket launchers will now deal reduced damage but have more health. To justify the high cost of Rocket Strike, its fear effect duration has been increased to give the attacker more time to advance. Due to the binary nature of Last Stand, it became far too effective at higher card levels, so we have reduced its duration slightly. The Pillbox and Machine Gun Nest were both just too powerful for an instantly placed offensive and defensive card, so we've reduced their damage, though they still maintain their primary role of mowing down infantry and disrupting assaults. Ammo drops and anti-armor rounds have had their health increased to last longer. Given its limited placement options, we felt Barbed Wire was too expensive to play and have reduced its supply cost to 1. It will now serve as a great card to have for cyclical decks and prove to be an effective counter to the new and improved shotgunners. And finally, we've added a 50% building heal to Fortify, along with the armor it adds. This season, ops are going to play a bit differently as well, as we've greatly improved their power when upgraded. To nearly every op, we've added a secondary stat which scales when they level up, giving them an exponential power increase curve and more of an impact on the battlefield when used. Unlocking an op still costs the same amount of op points as before, but upgrading them is now more expensive to justify their rapidly increasing power. Another important improvement is that we've lowered the gem cost to bypass op cooldown timers. And, just as it was last season, if you spend the gems for cooldown reduction, it's 100% instead of just partial. Additionally, there will be new ways to gain op points, such as the daily deals in the store, offers, and even for free sometimes in the shop rotation. We've also added a new op this season, the Bomber Fleet. Bomber Fleet can be unlocked by working with your clan. When used, this powerful op will deploy dive bombers twice per second while active, striking random points on the battlefield. Use this op to counter an opponent using a heavy tank or vehicle offensive. Leveling up Bomber Fleet increases both the level of the dive bomb relative to your player level and the duration. Aside from these highlights, we have several other balance changes we believe will enhance the game experience in this update. You can take a look at the specifics in our blog post linked in the description. There's also a link to our Discord where you can discuss this update with other players. Thanks for joining us, and subscribe to our channel for more news and updates on all things Siege World War II.